One of the ways that we can help connect with our bodies in a more intentional, conscientious way is by paying attention to how we move in space. Space. But paying attention to when you walk, like just your day-to-day movements, how are you moving in space? How are your shoulders moving? How is the rise and fall of your chest when you're breathing? Is it fast, slow? Does it feel tense, like there's resistance to it through the movement? Is there a flow? And then doing things that are fun, like whether you're dancing or whether you enjoy exercising. It's kind of it's what they mean when they talk about like when you're exercising or you're dancing, like your form matters, like how you're moving as opposed to just doing the movement. It can be very easy to be in a autopilot with our movements a lot of times, especially when we have so many other things on our minds. But when you take that slow down to just notice, and you don't have to stop what you're doing, it could simply just be like a shift in awareness, like an internal transition within yourself, as far as not only noticing how you're moving, but really noticing the experience of the movement. Like if there's a flow to it, can you enjoy some of the flow to your movement? If it's more stiff and it's not as fluid, then, can you find either some sort of curiosity about it, or can you find a joy in that even? Because you have the gift of a body and being able to move around the way you are able to move around. I've personally found doing this can be very grounding for me. Like if I feel really wired up in my head, or I find myself like constantly worrying about something, like, or I'm walking and I feel like I'm just like on autopilot walking and almost will feel kind of like a mindless walking sometimes, I'll start to notice how I'm moving. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, I'll start to notice my surroundings around me. And it's almost like it feels like time just slows down when that happens. Like it's like you're moving through space, and not only do the movements slow down, but it's almost like time starts to slow down. So I don't feel this same level of rush in my head that I might have been feeling before. So I think this is a really powerful way to begin to not only like, explore how you move and bring more awareness to it, but I think that this is also another really powerful way to cultivate a relationship of safety with the body. Because when we're dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, or you're dealing with a physical condition that, drives up anxiety in your nervous system, or you're in a lifestyle that just encourages a lot of anxiety, or stress. Oftentimes that can be associated with a feeling, at least a part of us feeling unsafe in the body. And that can be appropriate if there is a real danger there. Like, if there's a bear charging at me, that's a real danger. Like, that's an appropriate response. But if we're in an environment that is safe, but our subconscious or a part of ourselves is not feeling that sense of safety, being able to slow things down, even if you can't stop what you're doing, like say you're driving, and you're in a place where you can't quite stop, you have to go a little further before you can pull over, like that internal slowing down, using space and noticing the space around you can be a really powerful way to bring those levels down without bringing yourself into a shutdown. If you happen to be in a shutdown state during the time, it is what it is, that's okay. But I have found that when I slow down and really like attune to the space that I'm in, attune more to how I'm moving in that space, how I'm physically moving, how I'm energetically moving in that space, there's oftentimes been a very nourishing energy for me. And there's oftentimes been almost like a grounding, even if it like grounding or a centering, kind of like a tree, or like if you picture like in TV shows where there's like this person and there's like this orb that's like in their center of their core kind of thing that just feels really centered and balanced. Like it can kind of feel like that. So I invite you to explore around with this and how you move in space. And I invite you to share your experiences with me in the comments. And with that said, I will see you in the next one.